everybody, my name is Chelsea and I'm a crafty companion. And I thought I would jump on the Flosstube train and do a WIP parade and get started, and I want to do these weekly, so I'll be uploading every Wednesday. I already filmed this once, but it was an hour long and I got interrupted a few times by more than just animals. So I'm gonna go really fast and like stick to the quick important details because I have a lot of WIPs. I am a serial starter, so let's get to it. So I'm gonna start with the Get to Know Your Needleworker tag by Whimsidaisical, who made this tag all the way back in 2014. So it's just 10 questions and I'll go really quick. I live in Jefferson City, Missouri. I work at a hotel as an overnight auditor and front desk. I have no children. I do have 5 pets. I have 3 cats, Honey Nazuka Senpai, Scooby and Pinky, and then I have 2 hamsters named Mochi and Gloss. My hobbies outside of stitching is crochet, knitting, and diamond painting. I also like to read and write. My favorite movie is Pirate Radio, but depending on where you live, it's also called The Boat That Rocked. My favorite TV show is Stargate Atlantis. And my favorite book is The Girl with the Silver Eyes. I did this before and I had the same problem. I'm gonna leave the author of this book somewhere here. It's very good for younger readers. I just have nostalgia for it. It's not that great for adults. It's a younger reader level. My favorite music is K-pop. I'm obsessed. What one word best describes you? I originally wrote apathetic because I'm not a liar. I have a hard time connecting with people, but I'm working on it. But then I scratched it out and wrote starter instead because that's also true. I am a serial starter. I see something I want, I must have it, and then I must start it. And the problem is I have a problem getting back to it. Hence why I'm doing Flosstube, so my friends and family can encourage me to keep going, and maybe some of you people who watch Flosstube. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and just like jump in to the WIPs and just like get through them really quick. So this one I bought for Andy. I bought it off Etsy. And it's the avatar symbol from the show. And I'd say I've actually got a good portion of it done. I mean, it's like halfway done. I know it doesn't look it because of this, but like that was a lot of work. And this is like a ton of fractional stitches. When I downloaded this, the creator actually messaged me and said, hey, I think I put that out a little bit rushed. There are a lot of fractional stitches and I'm struggling with it. I was like, oh, I was struggling with it, but I'm pretty new at cross stitch, so I thought it was just me not knowing how to do fractional stitching. And she goes, no, it's just incredibly difficult. So she was like, I recommend doing it on an 11 count if you don't want to change. And I was like, too late, it's not a 14 count. Actually, this might be a 16 count. I'm not gonna lie, I have no idea. I don't have my counter yet, and I'm also lazy. So I'm doing fine. This is all done in one day at work. Like I can get a lot of work done at work. But this kind of went against my challenge for this month. But I saw it and I wanted to make it for Andy, so that was my cheat. I'll explain that later. All right, the next one is also something I'm making for Andy. It is Luke and Princess Leia by Dimensions. I bought this at Hobby Lobby. I am trying not to shop at Hobby Lobby. I am trying not to. I understand the practices that they practice. And I know. I know. So, Dimensions. Star Wars. Problematically, this is one of the first kits I got. And the last time I was working on it, I counted a problem somewhere. And I'm not very far. I've only gotten like this much done. But I remember counting a problem and I put it away because I didn't know how to deal with it yet. And the last time I went back, I tried to find the error and I couldn't find it. So I'm going to keep working on it and then like work around this section and make sure everything connects. And if it does, then I'll keep going. If not, I'll try and fudge it. But sadly, we're in like a high detailed place, so we'll see how that goes. All right, my next one is another mistake as well. I decided to do the Harry Potter Stitch Your Own Adventure cell, but I did not realize how much extra space you need to be able to mount a project. So this doesn't even have a full inch above the top of this castle to the edge. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to scrap it since I'm only on the second piece. I haven't even gotten to like the full border or the letters. Scrap it now before I waste time. Salvage the rest of the fabric, which I believe is 16 count. But I'm going to keep my first owl and put it in a small embroidery hoop as a memory of what could have been, but what wasn't, because I messed it up. So that's that. But I did already fill out all the Stitch Your Own Adventure stuff, and so like I'm just upset that I did it. Like I messed it up. Now I gotta redo it, but I was really having fun with this one, so I don't mind too much that I don't mind too much that I'll have to do it again, but I won't be doing it until 2021. So I don't have time. But that will be my 2021 sal. But there is a lot of fabric here that can be salvaged from this, so it's going to be worth it. It means that's something that I am going to go buy fabric for. I don't have to because I have plenty here because it's rolled under this. It's going to be a little creased. We'll see. But this was the decision I made today. I was like, you know what? It's fine. We can salvage some of this. Oh yeah. Lots of fabric. Lots of Ada that can be salvaged from that. And absolutely that can be used for one of my projects for Christmas. Also, I had some strands here that I couldn't color match them now. I'm lazy. I didn't really understand bobbins or things like that when I first started. I got it all for good, but it's a learning process and I didn't have anybody here to help me out with it. So I'm gonna save Mr. Owl, put him in an embroidery hoop, and then salvage the rest of this. So the next time that you see me talking about the Harry Potter Stitch Your Own Adventure, it will be on a brand new Harry Potter Stitch Your Own Adventure. And I may re-roll for the wand and stuff, but I don't think I will because I already have it selected. I think the wand chooses the wizard or witch, and that is me. So I'm going to keep this in my WIP pile, but I know what's up. I understand what I've done. Alright, the next one is another sal because I can't stop myself. This one's from Stitchonomy. It is the Fantastic Fungi sal, and I was working on this right before Monogamous August for Heaven and Earth Designs. And it's beautiful. I love it. I'm having so much fun with it, but I had to stop for Monogamous August. I did have a mistake in the border, but you can't tell. I don't think you can. I mean, maybe if the only thing you stitched for 8 years was this over and over again, you might be able to catch it, but I don't think anybody's going to. I have this piece of thread ready to go and no stitch made with it. Here we go. At least I did all my counting for me, and then I'll forget about it later. And I'll have to recount it. It's fine. So this from Stitchonomy. I am also signed up for their Halloween sale. I have their fabric and the floss being shipped to me. I just bought it as a whole package. And then I just follow Stitchonomy. So I've signed up for the sale. Signing up is free. You can buy your own floss and fabric, or you can just buy the pack and I'll send it to you. And that's what I did because I don't want to shop at Hobby Lobby anymore. All right, my next one is Aurora. Once again, I think that this isn't going to have a big border, but I'm going to mount this one myself and use just a sticky back. And that's how I'm going to get away with it, because it obviously does not have 3 inches from the top. And this is going to be a problem over a few different things that I've cut fabric for. But this is one that's actually started, so. She's only 2 colors. It is a silhouette of Aurora, and the silhouette is just images of roses. And I think that's beautiful. So it uses 602 and 603. I'm using DMC on 16 count Ada. And she's pretty. She's a quick, like, it's very quick to work on that one. No problem with that. So this one is literally, it's a square of 939. This is on 25 count Lugana. This is a Heaven and Earth design, and it's called Tree of Eternal Tree. Oh my! I'm gonna leave the here. If I seem tired, it's because I think it's like 3:30 a.m. It is my bedtime, but I want to get this done before I go to bed because tomorrow I have work, and then I prepare for a 2-day weekend, which is the first real 2-day weekend I've had in months. So I'm very excited. We're gonna go to a little needle workshop down in Branson, and I'm excited for the vacation. I don't know if I can count this as a WIP. This is a stained glass evolution that I got off of Etsy, and all the information will be here. But this is as far as I made it. It is a full coverage, so I wanted the border to be colorful, and this I did start recently, but it has 1.5 inches, and I'm going to mount it myself. So I feel pretty confident that when this is fully, I'm going to fray out the side edges, and I'm actually only going to put the backing up until the sides, and then hook on a wire, so at least this will remain flat, but it's going to be hung. Because I have a really cool idea for it. I think it's going to be good. We'll see. But I actually had to move this multiple times because I was like, oh, it's too high. Oh, it's too low. We'll see. We'll see where it goes. But it's going to be pretty. I'm making that for a friend for Christmas. So that will be out a lot. I think I just got a splinter. All right. And the next one I have is from Crosspoint Designs, called Stitching Room. I can't remember if I got this on 1, 2, 3 stitch or everything cross stitch. Can't remember. Don't tell me. But all I've gotten done, because I started this is my second cheat, but it's a cheat because I started on day 1 before I had my floss and fabric for the Haid. So I have the border. That's all I did. Like I said, I didn't do a lot on it, but it is ready to go as soon as Monogamous August is over, because I'm not cheap anymore. I get it done. Alrighty. The next one is the piece that every single person is working on, and I've gotten nowhere so far because Monogamous August. This is the Pandemic Sampler by Long Dog Samplers. And I'm doing it in a rainbow gradient, except that I have this dark teal that's going to go all the way around the outline. So right now it's going to be in red and orange, then orange, yellow, yellow, green, so on and so forth, all the way down. It is a lot of fabric. It's a lot. But I'm not regretting, like normally I work in a Q-snap. Not regretting the hoop. This one I actually, you can tell I measured out. It's in 3-inch Lumigo. I learn. I'm a newer stitcher. I started stitching in February, so you're gonna see a lot of beginner mistakes and a lot of my whips, and then you'll see me fix a lot of my mistakes as time goes on. So this is another one where I definitely don't have enough on the top and bottom. I think I have 1 inch, so I might be able to get away with it, but this is called Visit the Wall, which I actually have the thing for, so I can show it to you. I don't have a colored version of it because my printer doesn't do color. Oh, this is, I can't show you it, never mind. I can show you this. This from the same person who made the Avatar. They did a Harry Potter one, and so that is in my future. Let's see. So this is what I'm going to do with my pandemic. I've already got it outlined. So this top piece is going to be the red and orange, but I've like outlined every section. So that's all good and joyful. All right, here we go. So this is from Country Magic Stitch on Etsy. I bought a whole bunch of them because it's a whole series. This is called Visit the Wall. And then it's from Game of Thrones. And I just want some nerdy things to put on my wall. And this one goes really fast because it's big blocks of same color. But this is as far as I've made it because I'm a serial starter. I want to work on this so badly. That's basically all I want to do is work on this. This is my number one I want to, but as soon as August is over, this is coming out. All right, this is my mini Gypsy and Firefly Haid on 18 count. This is an odd fabric for me, and it is very soft for Ada. I like my Lugana. It's very, very soft, but this is almost softer than my Lugana, and it's Ada. So, well, this is Mini Gypsy and Fireflies. Some of that. It's a heaven and earth design, so it's a gypsy sitting on a gypsy cart with fireflies all around her. That's what this is. It's not going to get a lot of attention this year. I can tell you that now. If it does, it's because I got bored with other hates. Okay, this is my favorite Heaven and Earth design that I'm doing. This is the Mini Possibilities Evolution. And it's beautiful. Just the colors alone. Oh my God. So I'm obviously getting the Leafeon and then Glaceon, but since I'm working down, I'm going to get Leafeon done first, and then I'm moving to Glaceon. I just love that I get to work on my favorite ones immediately, other than Sylveon. So it's fun. I am parking. You can tell I'm parking my threads. It looks like a hot mess. It's not. I got it under control. It's doing great. I do use Pattern Keeper to help out with that. Okay, this is another one I've messed up on, so don't judge me. It was my first bead kit, so be nice. Okay, so this is Winter Stag by Mill Hill. Everybody knows what Mill Hill is. I don't need to explain it too far, but this is on perforated paper. This is before I realized crosses were supposed to go in the same direction, so you can tell that there is a definite change in stitching. So I'm hoping that the beads help cover that. I'm hoping. But I really do enjoy, I actually enjoy this kit. Like, I enjoy the perforated paper. It just feels good, and like it feels sleek. But as a beginner, like, my backs have never been that bad, like compared to what they could have been. So I guess that's the one good thing about my stitching is I keep it pretty clean. Although there wasn't a lot of color change in that one, so that was the worst example to show you. Alright, my next one is a full bead kit. It's a full bead stamped kit. I definitely got a splitter. Hello. Okay. So, I don't know what this is called, but I'm calling it flower vase. So, it's in Russian, but I got it off of AliExpress. So, I am like 100% confident it's probably stolen. So, if you tell me that it's stolen, I won't be showing any more progress on it. I don't want to show any progress. I don't want to show you guys any work on something that was stolen. So you're gonna have to let me know if it's copyrighted. So, this is where I'm at. It's not far at all because I stab myself with this needle constantly. It's too long. I understand why it's long, but it's too long because I'm stabbing myself with it. This is where I am. I've only done that much. I've only started on the greens. I think it's beautiful. I think when I'm done with it, it's going to be gorgeous and very worthy of framing. But it's something that I might not be able to show on my YouTube. So, this is the thread to do it with. It's just clear like fishing wire. Then these are the beads I use. Excuse me, slide down. Slide down. I use Doris boxes, which is the same thing I use for diamond painting. So, it's just Doris bead storage kit. There you go. I like how that's the one kit I don't have to worry about using the pattern for because it's just stamped. Alright, and then this is my last stitch along, and this is the reason I think I'm going to always hate scroll bars, even though this is just the worst scroll bar I could have bought. The scroll frame. But this is my peppermint purple style. It has no tension in the middle, none. So this is a straight line. It just looks curved. I was doing a block a day before August, and then August came, and I was no longer doing a block a day. So I think that once August ends, I can get back to it. But this is peppermint purple, a year of black work. I think it finished. I believe it finished. If not, it's very close to finishing. So people are writing their own thing in the really long boxes, like this one. And what I'm going to do, since there's two of them, there's one down here and one here, I'm going to write the date of my original wedding and then the date of my actual wedding. Because it is a year of black work, and hopefully I can actually get it done before my wedding. We'll see. I need August to end so I can actually work on it. Then, onto the one thing that you will see an update on next week, because I'm going to make this weekly, is my scrapbook docs. This is what I take to work every day. It has the floss for my project. I will show you my active floss. I know it looks so silly. But there it is. It's in a nice little plait. So when I need something, I just snip a little strand off and then pull it all the way through, and it comes right out. And those are the colors I'm working with right now. These are not all the colors in the project. I think it has 100 and something, I think. But I am working on Dawn of Victory by Alexandra B. Bach. It is a Hade, and it is beautiful. But so far, it doesn't look like a lot because this is on 25 count Lugana, but that is like 3,000 stitches. Please be nice to me. This is so much work, and I've done it all in like the last 2 weeks. So it's a lot of progress for me. I am a slow stitcher, and I'm serial starter, so it's hard for me to focus on one project. This is incredibly good for me. This is the second time I've started it. The first time I did it, I was doing 1 block a day. And 1 block a day was easy for me. But then I was like, oh, let's make a whole month focused on one thing, forgetting that I'm not good at focusing on one thing. So I'm doing it. This is different to any of the other projects I'm working on other than pandemic. this is worked completely on with CXC thread, which is from AliExpress, and is dramatically cheaper than DMC, and I like it more. DMC runs about 68 cents per skein, and CXC runs 8 cents, 8 to 11 cents. And CXC has better coverage and it's softer. So I think I'm gonna go with CXC. I already put in an order for my mini Sins Heaven and Earth design. So there's 7 of those. So I've already put in the order for all of them. I just have to get the fabric, which is kind of why I'm going to the needle workshop. It's because in like a month or so, I'm gonna get all that floss in, and I know I'm gonna want to start them. So that's what I'm doing there. So that was my Heaven and Earth design. You're gonna see in a week how far I make it. I had it stitched for the last 2 days because this bone right here, whatever this is, has decided to betray me. It hurts a lot. Oh, and I do have one more WIP, and I'm going to be able to finish it in a day. I'm going to show it to you anyway, because I like the way it was done. I left it out. Let me go. Look at me go. Get in there. Hi. Okay. So, the one thing that I have left that you didn't see that is already started, I think this is done with 115, 111, it's a variegated floss that I've done so far, because I got to choose. So there is a cross stitch group on Facebook that does like these monthly salves. They're very short. This is called the Nerdy Nonogram Stitch Along. So every 10 block square, so 10 by 10, was a nonogram. And then you attach all the nonograms together and it makes a pattern. So this is only half of it. I have finished it, but it's at work. And it says, "Are you a fan of delicious flavor?" And it has a pineapple at the bottom because psych. Is it not cute? Anyway, to show how tiny it's very small. I will very, very easily get this done in a day. But I did use a variegated yarn, and it worked out so perfectly that it matched up. So you can tell it's lighter on one side and darker on the other. Can you see that? What if all I care about is you seeing all this beautiful floss. You see that okay? Okay. So that will be, I'm telling you, as soon as August ends, it's over. It's over because I am going ham on all these little projects that I've been saving up. Like I'm so excited. Like to have a finish. I'm excited. I do have little finishes, but they're kind of up in Andy's room because every time I finish something, I'm like, here you go. Oh, I can show you a black and white version of Dawn of Victory. That's my hate, the big one. It's black and white, so it's hard to see. But there she is. It is a very dark photo, except for like her hair, which is like ice white. But I can't wait to show you that. I am going to be doing the linen. Oh, I can show you this too. There's Mini Gypsy Firefly. So like I said, is it called that? Yeah, Mini Gypsy Firefly. Hey, Gypsy with fireflies sitting on a caravan. I thought that was actually a quick stitch. There's another design very, very similar. So I'm doing the Linen and Threads 2020 sale. I have to get Flosstube. I do have the fabric. For those who don't know what it looks like this. This is July. I don't have August printed out yet, but I do have January through July. So, and it came with little extra ornaments, so that's kind of cute. And I might do those ornaments with some of the fancy floss I got today. That's a whole other ordeal, but we can talk about fancy floss and other things next time. So, the last thing I want to share is what I'm doing this week. So I'm going to go down to Branson, which is like 3 odd hours away, to go to a needle workshop because the only ones close to me are in like St. Louis or Kansas City, and I'm smack dab in the middle of all of them. So I finally asked for a day off so I could have 2 days off in a row and go on a little adventure, and it'll be fun. I'm going to get fabric, floss, you know, the usual things, and then buy a lot of patterns I don't need. But to show you what I'm really excited for is I got these from a lady selling a bunch of cross stitch magazines on Facebook Marketplace, and I went and I bought all of them. She had a whole collection, and I bought them all. So that's what I did. But I found this, and it says Happy Whatever, and it's a cat for all the holidays. It is the cutest thing I've ever seen. Then, and you guys are gonna just think I'm a crazy cat lady, but that's fine. These aren't even for me. This says, home is where the cat is. And it is like the cutest thing ever. It is a huge pattern on the inside, but it's actually not that big. Then I got a Christmas collection. I got actually a lot, but I am going to be stitching this. This is Noel, but they give me all the letters inside of here. So I asked Andy if I could make some subversive things, but he said no, because Christmas should not be subversive. So, and I collect 1991 things, so I found the calendar from 1991. You don't understand. You don't understand. The for my birth month, it is a little schoolhouse, and cottages and like houses are the cutest things. Like, I love them. When I go to the craft store, I am going to be singling out the cottage series, the monthly cottage series. That's what I'm going for. Like, I want it. I love cottages and little buildings. Then some of the other ones, I think April has the cutest. Yeah. It's what's on the actual cover. It's April. And, oh, I thought there was, so February had the like heart thing. I think, is it November? But all the patterns are in the back. November has what I would call almost like a modern Quaker. Not a Quaker. I don't know what to call it. But it is like a quilted look. I love it. And then this one, it's called New World Map. Oh, I want it. So those are things. I'm also going to get fabric for this, which I can't show you too close up. You can't see it, but anyway, that is a sal that I'm going to do with my friend here in town. That I'm really excited that I'm going to get a friend in a cross stitch, so I had somebody to talk to about it because I'm a crafty companion. I need a companion. So, if you're curious, this, not including the 10 Christmas gifts that I have planned, really, I'm only going to be doing like 6 of them. I'm only getting fabric for 6 at least. This is all my projects. Each line here, these are my current, like, ongoing WIPs. These will be the Christmas ones. So I left the spaces blank so I don't spoil anything. Because I want you guys to be so surprised when I do get everything ready. And then on the first week of September, I get to show you all the new WIPs, and it'll be like a second WIP parade. But anyway, that is everything. Thank you for watching. Like I said, this is made so people can help encourage me to stop starting things and start finishing them. yeah, so thank you guys. I will post again in a week. I'm trying not to be a nervous wreck, but that's kind of why it took me until 3:55 a.m. to finish this, because it needs to be posted and I just want it to be good. So thank you guys. I hope you have a lovely day. I hope you're not watching this at 4 a.m. unless you're a night owl like me, and have a good day. Bye.